Hello everyone, welcome to Calypso's Cove, where the magic is our message. It is your mistress of magic, BlkAfroditee, here again with another pick a card for Calypsos. So this theme for this pick a card is a little different from the original Divine Feminine Queen series pick a card. I am so inspired by the season of fall right now in the energy of rebirth and the divine feminine season that we are now in, now that we have passed the fall equinox. And a little shout out to myself, my birthday is coming up this Sunday, so I am very connected to the energy of autumn, the energy of balance, the energy of transformation and rebirth. And as the days grow shorter, we spend more time in the home, more than we already do because of the national pandemic. On a regular basis, we would be in the home, spending more time with loved ones, and really doing a lot of self-reflecting and a lot of inner work while we wait to bloom for the spring and for the summer. So I figured we start with all of the beautiful things that the season of fall could represent. And I'm going to have many different picker cards coming up over the next few weeks that revolve around themes for the fall. And just to clarify for some of you, because I do get a lot of DMs asking me about this, yes, this channel is dedicated to the divine feminine. There are so many different spaces for men or divine masculine energy to be able to connect and convene with each other. And I just want my channel, my shop, my spiritual work to be revolved around the divine feminine, healing our mother wombs, healing our womb energy, healing our sacral chakra, being in touch with our heart chakra, being in touch with our third eye, and being in our divine feminine sovereignty through the energy of Mama Ocean, because I am a spiritual mermaid. So I feel that ocean helps cleanse and heal and send you home. The waters help guide you to your home. And this is something I'm specifically doing with the divine feminine in mind. I love the divine masculine with all my heart, but this is centered around all of my divine feminine, no matter how you come or who you are. So a lot of people ask me about that. There's not really going to be many readings tied to the divine masculine because that's not what I do. I work with the divine feminine. I work with the goddess. I work with Mother Nature in her feminine form, in source in her feminine form. There's nothing wrong with that. I honor both always, and I honor my ancestors always. But here at Calypso's, the divine feminine is also our message, okay? So for today, we're going to get started with a pick a card that's surrounded with your psychic abilities. And I feel like that's something that we always tap into in the fall because the veil is so thin and we really get in touch with how we recognize spirit and how spirit communicates with us and how it recognizes us. So particularly for this tarot pick a card, you're going to have your choice of 4 piles, pile 1, pile 2, pile 3, and pile 4. And we're going to see what exactly your spiritual gifts are, how you connect with spirit the easiest, what are your mediums, what can you do to strengthen your psychic abilities, or anything else that comes up, because I also feel the need to just do some channel messages or maybe pull some other cards. So we'll just see when we get into the flow. I'm going to let you guys look at this while I get everything together for saging, smudge you guys, and then let's get started with the reading. Okay. So for pile 1, we have a beautiful rose quartz. She's gorgeous. For pile 2, we have amethyst. For pile 3, we have labradorite, and you can't really see right now, but this is so gorgeous when it can be in direct sunlight. And then for pile 4, we have celestite. Yes. All right. So I am going to spray my love mist over our reading, calling in all of our divine ancestors of our collective to be here with me to give the best reading that I possibly can for your beautiful, powerful psychic gifts. Spread that energy around. All right, so like I said, pile 1, pile 2, pile 3, pile 4. and let's get started. All right, pile 1. So let's just start with the stone that you were drawn to. If you were drawn to the rose quartz. So this tells me that a part of your psychic abilities are definitely from your heart chakra. So you might be tapped in with the energy of universal love and being able to use love to manifest or to heal others around you, or spreading love in order to spread healing energy. You can use love in order to give birth to new ideas, to new creations, and also just to help people overall believe in themselves through the ability of self-love too. That's what I'm hearing. Really big energy with self-love. So you might be very good at self-love rituals, or maybe doing things like baths or taking care of your hair. You might be really into beauty or really into health. That might be something you enjoy. So let's see. The first thing we have here is higher knowledge. Okay, so this is the third eye chakra, and this focuses on meditation, concentration, and wisdom. The benefits are it balances the right and left sides of the brain, improves concentration, opens and balances the third eye chakra, and assists in meditation. So you very well could be someone who not only just does self-love practices, but a way that you perform self-love in your psychic abilities is through meditation. So you can get a lot of messages when you meditate. With this third eye energy, I feel that you also get a lot of messages in your sleep. So you might be a natural astral traveler, a natural lucid dreamer. You're also somebody who's very tapped into the gift of sight. So I'm also hearing that you could potentially be clairvoyant. You might be more of a still, calm person, someone who takes their time to download information. And once the information comes to you, you take your time to think about how you feel about it. I feel that you're a very inward person, someone who spends a lot of time contemplating, in meditation, out in nature as well, or maybe just like doing things like I said, like taking a bath, or maybe you like to draw, or a different art form like painting or singing music, something where you can just completely be zenned out and lost, and you can receive messages from spirit. Your ancestors can provide you with love. That's what I'm feeling too from the rose quartz. Your spiritual team sends you a lot of love, and you use this love in multiple ways and share it with other people around you. So that's very beautiful. And from that, you gain your higher knowledge. So you put that there so we can still see. Okay. So we have our tarot cards next before we get into our oracle cards. So the first card we have is the World. And then the second card is the Six of Pentacles. Okay. So I feel that you have a plethora of psychic abilities. That's what this is telling me. You have so many different type of abilities that you have to literally learn how to balance them out. I'm getting this image that when you were a child, you might have been very, very overwhelmed with how many psychic abilities that you had. Your parents might have been a little overwhelmed as well, because you might have had to learn how to balance out your emotions or your feelings, your thoughts with all of these abilities that spirit has blessed you with. And not only that, when you're out in the world, you also have to be balanced yourself, because you have so much energy that I'm feeling it can be chaotic, and other people are so influenced by you that early on you had to learn how to be in control of yourself and learn how to use your psychic abilities for the greater good of the collective around you. So you've already had quite some responsibility with your psychic abilities, even if you didn't consider them psychic abilities at first. Maybe at first you just thought you were just different from other people around you. And maybe people considered you weird or quirky, but they always just kind of accepted you because people could not help but to be gravitated towards you, just like these people in the card. They couldn't help but feel like there's something that you had to offer them, something very special, very potent. That's the word I'm hearing. And because of that, people always, always, always come to you, even when you're not ready to receive people coming to you. And you always had to know how to treat people, which is another reason why you might have picked the rose quartz, because you've always had to be leaning on love, self-love, and self-acceptance, even if other people could not readily accept you. And you had to extend that to other people no matter what, because you have all of these psychic abilities. So you have this huge amount of empathy where you can see where other people are automatically, and had to extend some type of understanding or compassion to people. So that is very, very powerful. I'm gonna put these side by side. All right, so let's see what else we have. Okay, we have ancient power mysteries. Hear the rattle of Isis playing. So this pretty much reminds me of the Judgment card. You're seeing a little bit of the glare from my phone. But yeah, there we go. This reminds me of the Judgment card in the tarot a little bit, because to me, when I see the Judgment card, I think of that as being able to recognize the call of spirit, and not only recognize the call, but heed the call and answer the call and do what spirit is asking you to do. So again, this is telling me that you have had a lot of responsibility your entire life, and you have been hearing your spirit guides ever since you were a small child. So another big psychic ability for you is definitely being clairaudient. You might have had a lot of imaginary friends growing up, or spent a lot of time by yourself, like in nature or playing around. And you feel like you had people talking to you, or maybe saw fairies, or just were able to listen to the trees or listen to the birds or the insects. That's what I'm seeing, like warm fields, or just spending time getting lost in books and really having a deep imagination with that third eye, and then being able to actually hear spirit and see sometimes spirit as well, not just hear. And also another way that you channel your psychic abilities is through sound. So you might really get some messages from your spirit guides through song, or you yourself might be a musician or a singer. So that's something that could be very, very important for you. Or you might be a dancer and you dance to music, and spirit translates through your body through kinetic movement. So that's something that's, I don't know why I said kinetic. I just felt the need to say that. So I don't know. But yeah, it seems like you just have this energy with sound. You might also do sound healing a lot, like listening, excuse me, to frequencies in the middle of the night. Listening to frequencies throughout your day, also to kind of help you get through work, or if you have kids, or if you're in a relationship, or just your family or your friends. It really helps you to stay calm too. So that's another thing that your spirit guides are saying. If you are going through stress right now, and you consistently have kind of like an energy around you that's a little draining, music, sound therapy, singing bowls, listening to nature sounds or white noise would be very therapeutic for you. And it's also a power source of you. So that's very, very potent. All right, let's see. Transparency. Honest, authentic, genuine, and present. But it just says authentic. I'm sorry, guys. But yeah, I feel that with you, definitely with the rose quartz, with the purple here, that really represents this higher knowledge and the third eye. You have just been raw and open your entire life. And some people are able to have a face a little bit easier than others, and that's kind of represented by our ego, right? Or how we think about the sun sign. It's the face, and the ascendant is the face that we show others, and kind of like how we use our ego throughout the day to protect us. And when we go home, we are in our moon sign, and we really show our true emotions and our true feelings and our more vulnerable nature. But for you, you have this psychic ability that requires you to always be vulnerable, to always be transparent, to always be honest. It's a real sense of purity here. And I feel that this purity helps you be able to see things around you very clearly. So you have a clear sense of knowing and a clear vision because you are always being so pure and authentic within yourself. And therefore, you're always able to receive higher knowledge because of this. And you are born with that ability in order to show other people how to be their authentic selves as well. Because that's another thing that I'm hearing, which is why you picked the rose quartz. Because this genuine, authentic self-love that had to be curated from you as a child was something that you needed to do in order to teach other people how to do it for themselves. I don't know if you guys are a life path 11 or a life path 22 or 20 or 33, like a master number, but that's what I'm feeling from this too. I'm definitely feeling big master number energy. So that could be your numerology, or you could be growing into a frequency of mastery or born into self-mastery. So that's another thing. Okay, and we have our last couple of cards. So we have Voyage. Beautiful. This says you already have all the answers. Absolutely. So you were literally born, and see, she's out there at the ocean, and the ocean represents our subconscious, what we already have within us, our ancestry, spiritually and on earth. So you are already connected to your ancestors. You already know the path that you're supposed to go on. And you were born with this psychic gift, this psychic awareness. It's not just one gift, by the way. It's a plethora of gifts and a plethora of ways in order to receive spirit, to know what to do for yourself. And you're on this voyage in order to help other people out. So definitely big master energy. You are definitely a master. I'm not sure if you are a master number, but I'm really feeling this. You have come to the earth plane to help other people in their ascension process. And a lot of us did at this time on purpose. A lot of light workers have reincarnated in order to help the planet ascend to a new vibration and to help people navigate through so much confusion and turmoil. So that's really beautiful. You are very old soul as well. That's what I just heard. You've been doing this for a long time. Okay. The next one is number 20, Lighthouse. Don't doubt your worth. Absolutely. So just like the World card and the Six of Pentacles, you are literally the lighthouse for other people. So not only that, you are a light worker. That is another one of your spiritual gifts. You also know light language. So you definitely communicate in the galactic realms. You communicate with, certain guides. I'm feeling like the Pleiades, a very light energy. You might also work with Archangel Megatron or Archangel Michael. They're coming up, and I'm seeing that kind of purple, violet, indigo frequency ray. That's very powerful, and your light inspires so many people around you. You are the literal lighthouse. Don't ever doubt your power. Don't ever doubt who you are. Don't ever doubt your abilities and what you came here to do. And I know as light workers, we really go through it emotionally because we had to go through so many trials and tribulations, which is what I was feeling in the beginning of the reading, in order to be able to help other people go through life themselves and understand things from a different perspective and help them heal. So you've been doing that for such a long time. And sometimes when other people can't understand you, can't really fathom what it is that you're going through emotionally and mentally and subconsciously and just every day in your own life, you have to remember that no matter what, when times get a little dark for you, you have an inner light within that is shining so bright and beautifully that can't ever dim out. So remember that. Don't ever doubt your self-worth because you are extremely powerful. Pile number 1, my rose quartz pile. All right. And our last card is Garden. Something lovely will come from this. Okay, so this is beautiful. So this lets me know that you are definitely here to receive the fruits of all of your labor. Spirit is definitely going to protect you. It's going to provide for you. It's going to take care of you. And the universe literally has your back. Your spirit guides literally have your back because you have come here to help other people. So spirit is definitely going to help you. I don't know, especially with the Six of Pentacles, if you've been feeling like, wow, you know, a little nervous financially or just going through something emotionally with finances, just know that spirit has your back and spirit is definitely going to be there for you and take care of those things because of your divine voyage in which you came here to do as this master with all of these gifts that are just so potent and powerful. Okay, so I'm actually going to just pull some more cards because I feel like we need something else. So I'm going to pull some mudras. Some more mudras. I'll probably do this one and just see what element do you work with the best, and just some more insights on how you can get in touch with your psychic abilities. What element does my pile number one work with the most? What assists my pile number one, my rose quartz pile the most, tapping into pile number one? What assists them the most? Okay. So a lot came out. I'm actually going to keep all four because I feel like because you have such a big energy, we need to keep all four. So first we have Earth, receptivity, and I really feel that you gain the most like insight from just purely being receptive. So this says tranquility, emotional ease, and calmness. And I really felt that from you guys because it seems like in your life, you absolutely have to hold this energy in order to be grounded for other people. So you receive and receive and receive psychic gifts, psychic insight in order to assist the people around you. You are open to receive calmness throughout your entire body and mind, and I feel like that is your spiritual gifts as well. You receive spiritual power, you receive downloads by just simply existing, maybe just relaxing out in nature and laying down, and then before you know it, you're having a deep epiphany about something and understanding spiritual law. Okay, so you can use Earth, going outside, being in nature to do that. Sorry, it's my cat. All right, the next one is we have inner sense, water. So we have earth and water, very, very in tune, very feminine energies. So clarity, senses, and inner peace. So your psychic abilities definitely count on you having a sense of calmness about you. And that might be something that you have to work on. Like I was feeling when you were a child, your childhood may have been very turbulent because of all the psychic gifts that you have. And it could have made you like very emotionally kind of worked up, borderline seeming like you had anger or resentment towards the way things were, on top of just, you know, how life was for you in general as a child, being a light worker, because not all the time we have the best circumstances coming back into this life as light workers. And there are things that we have to work through in our childhood in order to help people as we grow older. So something that you had to work through was probably definitely harnessing your inner peace. And the more you harness your inner peace and, you know, work with the energy of earth and water by going outside and recharging, it will help you support and ground all of those psychic gifts. All right, and we actually have two more. So the next one is stillness. Yes, I cannot make this up. You really have to be still and go within in order to relax, in order to be at peace, in order to have a sense of control. This again definitely comes off like more third eye energy. The element is ether. So this is definitely straight up spirit. And this is intuition, truth, and communication. It quiets the mind, brings the breath awareness inward, and opens clear communication and supports deep listening. So you are definitely clairaudient. Definitely pick up on spirit by just listening and being still and taking your time and just being gentle. It's all about gentleness. Another reason why rose quartz is so prevalent for you. So that's definitely a stone that you could work with in order to harness this, because rose quartz, even though people don't talk about it, it also helps open up your psychic abilities as well by just harnessing that inner love and that inner peace. So that's really important. And then lastly, we have wholeness, integration, union, and spiritual oneness. So it's definitely all of the elements. So you have every single element supporting you. You probably have all 8 clairs. I believe there's like 8 clairs, more than just the senses we know, and even more abilities. There are so many different type of abilities. But just the basic clairs, you probably have all 7 or 8 of them. And then on top of that, you can do whatever you prefer with your energy, as long as it's for the greater good of the people around you. And you are working on inner wholeness. Again, that seems like inner mastery, the balance of your divine feminine and your divine masculine, and really taking the time to be open and cultivating inner awareness and spiritual union in order to receive, to heal, to help, and to thrive. All right, my pile number 1, my rose quartz pile. It was such an honor to be able to do this reading for you. You're such a powerful, powerful group. I look forward to seeing you guys' comments below on what you think and if this resonates with you. I love you all so much, and I'll see you in the next reading. Bye-bye. All right, pile number 2. So you chose the amethyst. So let's just get started by going over the stone that you chose as kind of a gateway to what your psychic abilities could potentially be. So amethyst is our spiritual purity stone to me. It is the stone that helps us in the dream state with sleep. It assists our crown chakra and our third eye chakra and our higher chakras. It helps us communicate with our subconscious mind and bring in a clear sense of knowing. So you right away could be claircognizant. I'm really feeling that. You have tapped into your crown chakra quite easily. I'm also feeling like air energy, so very mentally agile, quick thinking, quick downloads, kind of like picking up like a Gemini energy. So you get thoughts very, very quickly, and most of your thoughts are probably messages or downloads from your spirit guides or your spiritual team. Also, people, like, I feel like you're a telepath. That's what I'm hearing too. Like, you're very mentally agile, think very, very quickly. It's very easy for you to pick up on what's going on in the room because you are so mentally aware. So yeah, very well could be a telepath. So let's start with a mudra of what chakra you use and how you use it and your psychic abilities. So we have nourishment here, and this assists with inner nourishment, breath, and serenity. Promotes abdominal breathing, provides relief for asthma, supports reproductive, eliminatory, and urinary systems. Sorry if I said that wrong. And directs the breath to the sacrum, the lower back, and the pelvis. Okay, so I'm feeling from this that you also could be very good with like healing plants. I don't know why I'm feeling this. Like you might be an herbalist or just live like a very herbal life where you use herbs to do a lot of things, like make your tea for a specific reason, for medicine. You might make your own food or grow your own plants. You might work at a community garden. You might very much so be into the health sciences as well. Like you help other people, like you might be a nutritionist or you might be a chef or something where you help people nourish themselves, and that's a part of your psychic abilities. With the connection between the amethyst and the nourishing, I'm feeling definitely like a plant energy, like you use your crown energy and your third eye energy in order to help other people around you flourish and grow. You might also take care of pets or take care of the elderly or children and do it in different and inventive ways from your telepathic abilities. big telepath energy, just very strong crown energy. Like I'm really picking up on the Queen of Swords. Very mentally agile, very aware, and you use this to help everything around you flourish and bloom. You could also, like I said before, definitely be in the medical profession. You could be a doctor. You could provide holistic healing. You could be a nurse practitioner or just something close to that for your job. Okay, so I'm going to set this here in the middle, right underneath the amethyst. So let's see what your tarot cards are before we get into the oracle cards. So we have the 10 of Pentacles, very nice. And then we have Strength. So yes, I'm definitely feeling like you guys are very, very mentally strong, because I'm very drawn to her crown, and I'm drawn to the infinity symbol that is over her head and the yellow. And that to me goes into the nourishment of the sacral chakra, because you are so mentally strong and so mentally agile that you are able to create the 10 of Pentacles around you everywhere you go through your mentality. So not only are you a telepath who's gifted, I also feel that you are clairsentient with the way that she's petting the lion, her strength, her inner strength, taking care of her inner strength, nourishing herself by encouraging herself and encouraging the lion around her, showing love. And the 10 of Pentacles is something that can be shared with everybody. So your psychic abilities definitely come through not only to benefit yourself, but also to benefit your loved ones and the people around you. So that's why I definitely feel like you have a gift with your hands as well. So you might have healing hands or a green thumb, something that you can provide your quick mental agility to help others thrive and flourish to the best of their abilities. It's a very abundant energy, like you have an abundance of thoughts, you have an abundance of ideas, you have an abundance of creativity, you have an abundance of time maybe too with this Pentacles. The 10 of Pentacles, you give your time away to others, to charities abundantly, and that's another way that your psychic abilities show themselves. So that's very, very beautiful. Very caring, very loving energy. And even though sometimes people make it seem like the Queen of Swords can be cold or can be cruel, I'm just more so picking up on like this Queen of Swords, King of Swords energy in order to help other people thrive by being mentally aware of other people around you and having this very clear sense of knowing. And with that, you kind of help cater to your environment. You help cater to the earth and to the elderly and to children, to your loved ones, you know, just to your partner, anybody around you. All right, let's look at our oracle cards and see more messages of what your psychic abilities could be. So we have the Flower of Life, divine creativity and manifestation. Absolutely. So with this burst, it definitely reminds me of the sacral chakra. You are able to use your claircognizance and your telepathy to be an extremely fast manifester. So another spiritual gift that you have is the gift of quick manifestation. You birth a new reality like that. You do it like overnight. Like if you want something, you set your mind on it, and then you might be able to have it within the hour. That's what I'm feeling. Like once you set your mind to something, there is nothing that can stop you. Anything that you want to flourish around you is going to completely bloom. You're very, very, very powerful energy. It seems like people can also be intimidated by you because this hawk that's on her arm, or the sparrow, and the way that she's standing, it's in a very, very strong stance. She is very aware. She has her crown adorned. And with this bird, it just lets me know that she definitely receives higher knowledge, because that's what birds represent. They represent messages from the heavens. So you definitely receive that very quickly. I'm definitely picking up on an air sign energy who is grounded and using their mental agility. Again, I know I keep saying this is getting a little redundant, but it's just so important to know that you really use that in order to help people. Or if you haven't gotten to that point yet where you realize that that's what you can do, you can use your mental abilities to help people in order to give birth to so many different creative projects that could be beneficial for the world. Like, you might create a nonprofit organization. That's something that I'm feeling. Or maybe assist in a new development of some new technology that helps heal the world from what we're going through right now. Like, we're in need of this type of energy. So it's just so important. So I applaud you, my pile number 2, my amethyst pile. Thank you for your service, and thank you for your mental ability and how you know how to help and heal others, and using your intelligence to help heal the world. That's so beautiful. Okay. So the next one we have is the mirror. It says, know thyself, self-examination, seeing who you really are. Okay, so another thing that I feel with you is you have the psychic ability in order to, like, with your telepathy and your claircognizance, you can see right through somebody. You know exactly what their intentions are and exactly where their intentions lie. Okay, so you know basically if somebody is telling you the truth, or if somebody is lying straight to your face, or if somebody is just trying to swindle you out of something. And I feel like with your high intelligence, you might be around a lot of people who could potentially be trying to drain your ideas, or just kind of drain you, because we all have to go through challenges in life. We all have to go through obstacles in order to reach self-mastery, because that's what we came here to do. Because if we didn't go through obstacles, we would not grow. So that might be an obstacle for you, but it was something that actually helped you awaken to these new psychic abilities. So maybe when you were in grade school, you started noticing like, hey, like there was this one person who always sat around you and pretended to be your friend, but really they were just copying off of your test. And that was like the first instance for you, like, okay, people are shiesty. And then after that, you continue to move forward, and these things happen where you be in these situations with these people, and all of a sudden you're seeing their true intentions, even though they're showing you another face. And you're feeling like, okay, something is really going on behind the scenes, and you can't really put your finger on it. But when you look at them, you know how you feel. And I also feel like it's kind of like water can be metal. And in metal, you can see your reflection. Like you can look at a knife and see yourself. And I do feel that as well. Like you definitely reflect and refract other people's energy. So when people try to drain you, you're kind of just like, I'm not with it. You know, I'm sending your energy right back to sender. You know, miss me with it, your energetic, you know, BS, and take back what you have. So that way I can continue on my life, and that keeps you in a consistent space of awareness of really knowing who you are for yourself. So I'm getting a very strong cardinal energy here, like Libra, Cancer, Capricorn, or Aries. Or you might not be one of those signs, but just someone who's definitely a leader, someone who really knows themselves for who they are, and is always tapped into this deep sense of knowing where you almost seem grounded, which is why you have like the crown and the sacral, because you are so grounded in yourself that you will create beautiful experiences around you, so that way other people can benefit from them as well, just from you being yourself, you know, and you expect other people to be themselves around you. And if they're not, you know. Okay, so that's really, really awesome. I'm actually going to set these up here. Can we see? Yeah. Yeah. All right, so we have some more oracle cards. So let's see. Lioness. This is beautiful. You've earned your stripes. So absolutely, it seems like with this 10 of Pentacles too, you are a very, very, very hard worker. What I'm picking up from this is you are extremely old soul. So you have been here on this planet before multiple times, and this is a gift that you have earned. Like I was telling somebody the other day, people give a lot of energy towards air signs or just air energy in general, but you have to understand, you have to go through the other elements in enlightenment in order to get to air. So in order to have like this claircognizance and this telepathy, this very intense intellectual energy that you do have, You had to go through a lot of things on this planet before you could get here. So you have literally earned your stripes. You have literally awakened, did the work, and gone through so many different things that you could come back reincarnated in this life with this gift where certain things for this reality just seem easy to you. Where other people might be struggling, for you, it's like breathing air. Yeah, literally. It's like breathing air. It's just so simple and easy for you. Like how she's chilling on this beach towel. That's exactly how you are with your psychic gifts. It takes you nothing to channel a message. It takes you nothing to know how to help other people. It takes you no time to come up with a solution. And challenges for you are fun. So that's really awesome. All right. So next we have hurricane. Every hurricane or storm, this says storm. Every hurricane comes to an end. So yeah, this is big Oya energy. Ashe Oya, definitely big crown energy. You know how to shake things up. That's what I'm feeling too. You have the divine energy of divine sacred destruction. And I know that sounds kind of like, what? But being able to know when to end something and being able to know when to cut something off is a gift. There's so many people who cannot move forward in their life because they don't know how to let things go. They don't know how to be like, okay, like this situation is over. So a psychic gift for you might be that you know divine discernment and you understand and recognize divine timing. Like you're able to tell when the season is changing. Like, all right, some people are here for a season, some people are here for a reason, some people are here for a lifetime. So you're able to peep the reason, the season, and if they're actually going to be able to be here for a lifetime. And if they're not, you definitely know how to cut it off. So this is something that kind of reminds me of a wise crone energy as well. Not that you're older, but just that you have this sage wisdom that you just know not how to put up with BS. And that in itself is a beautiful gift because it keeps you on the right path. The path that's going to be the most abundant for you, with the least amount of detours. So that's really amazing. And I'm also feeling like this uprooted energy. So you might travel a lot because like storms, they travel. They're traveling over water. They're traveling over a continent to different countries or different places. So you also know how to spread your seeds because that's another thing that storms do. They carry seeds and different debris and different things to different places so we can get like a renewal energy. So big renewal, big change, big movement for you. You're definitely someone who's a core shaker. And you also know how to work a crowd. I'm feeling like you're the friend in your friend group that kind of pushes your other people around you to see things from a different perspective or potentially do things a different way. So that's another thing that I'm feeling from this storm card as well. And those are definitely gifts. It's a gift to be like that because not everybody is. All right. And then lastly, we have Phoenix. How's that for a happily ever after? All right. Yeah. So you're definitely a rebirth goddess. you know how to use that energy, that Kali, kind of like Oya frequency in order to help heal others, in order to help heal yourself, in order to move on. Again, another crown. So definitely a crown energy. And we're seeing like plumes of smoke, which is very, very airy. So you definitely have been through a lot of things in your life where you've had to learn to be strong and you have learned to move forward. And honestly, the energy of rebirth has been around you probably your entire life. You might have gone through some trials and tribulations where you've had significant loss. I'm feeling like maybe even loss of family members or friends in school, or maybe like a significant pet that really meant a lot to you when you were growing up. And you've really had to like take your losses and turn them into victories with your powerful mind. And now you have this intense purpose to do that for other people and to kind of help the world. I'm really feeling a global energy here. This is something your intelligence could definitely assist the world in a very beautiful, potent way. So you have a lot of movement, a lot of energy, and you never stay the same. That's another gift. You might be an energetic shapeshifter. You know how to change to new situations and new environments. And that's a very, very potent, powerful gift. Okay, so I'm just gonna pull another mudra, maybe like an element mudra, just to see like what elements assist you and what are some other ways that your psychic abilities manifest. So let's see. So for my amethyst pile, my pile number 2, what is the element that assists them the most? How do their psychic abilities manifest on this earth plane? What are the messages for my pile number 2? How do they work their energy? Okay. So we've got fire and earth. We've got manifestation, fire, inner light, focus, and confidence. You have a deep, deep, deep sense of inner confidence, pile number 2. I really feel that from you guys, from everything that you have been through. You work very, very quickly, like fire. When it starts and it's burnt up, it's fast, it's hot, it's bright, it's vibrant. And I really, really feel that from you guys, which makes you an excellent manifester, like we talked about before. You manifest so quickly. Like we said, you could just be laying in your bed thinking a thought of what you want, and then the next day it just appears to you because you believe in yourself that much. You are resilient. You are literally steadfast. And the next card we literally got is Earth, steadiness. So there's definitely a balance here between that quick fire, just knowing, and then that steadiness, that nourishing energy that we talked about in the beginning, that's grounding and stable and aligned. So you help people reduce stress and anxiety by being steady in yourself. You believe in yourself, and therefore other people are inspired to believe in themselves. You are so grounded within yourself that you have no problem getting messages and receiving messages from source, and you are a victor in your life. Okay? So these are all the messages that I have for you about your psychic abilities. Please let me know in the comments if this resonates with you, how you feel about it, if you feel like, yeah, this is definitely me, or just anything that you felt from this reading. Oh, and please remember, this is a general reading. So if it doesn't resonate, just leave it where it is. All right, much love to you. Head over to Calypso's Instagram and check out our shop and anything else. All right, goodbye. All right, pile number 3, you chose labradorite. If I could really get this, like, oh, there you go. Now you can really see the color of this beautiful baby stone. I love this stone. It is one of my favorite stones to work with. So let's start by talking about your psychic abilities just with working with labradorite. So right away, I know that you are empathic. I can just feel that off top. You have a very watery energy, very in tune with your emotions, very in tune with people around you, even when it overwhelms you. I'm also hearing clairsentience. You have healing hands because you can literally hold a labradorite, and this is called a worry stone. You can literally rub it and it will help you. You think about everything that you're worried about and you put it into the stone, and it protects you and helps block you from obstacles and helps you to understand things in a different way in order to receive the highest, most potent results for your manifestations or for your healing. So you are definitely an intuitive healer as well. You could be a shaman because labradorite is the stone for the shaman. So a lot of root work, healing work, emotional work, womb work, I'm hearing. Just more of like that more rooted, earthy frequency, very watery, very in tune with the emotions of others. You might be very psychically sensitive to other people's auras, other people's energy fields. You might have to spend a lot of time alone or a lot of time secluded. I'm also feeling like you might like working with animals. You spend a lot of time in nature to recharge. You're a very sensitive stone. You might be an indigo child. I'm feeling like you really work with the heart chakra. Like you've had to heal your heart chakra. And you might resonate with that energy of what people call a wounded healer. But that's everyone, right? I kind of don't like that term for this pile. But just on the sense of you have really been through a lot of things emotionally and you have had to heal, and other people recognize that in you. Definitely a more quiet, more reserved energy. And I'm also feeling like you work with spirits a lot. Maybe like on the more intense side of spiritual work, what people would consider darker energy, but it's not really dark. It's just something that's more, it's less tapped into than what we recognize on a daily basis. So like some underworld energy is what I'm feeling, like really working with the ancestors, like that root shaman energy. That's what I'm talking about. All right. So let's see your mudra card, and then we're going to go into the tarot cards for your spiritual gifts. So the first mudra card, well, the only mudra card, is fearlessness. So this is the root chakra. So I really do feel that for you guys, just very organically. You work that root energy, that deep, deep healing, and you are fearless. And that's another thing that labradorite actually represents, now that I'm thinking about it, because labradorite helps you go through your inner work and heal your shadow. So some people are so afraid of their shadow and their own truth, and labradorite helps you accept your truth. So for you, that is a psychic ability. You are literally fearless with the truth. You don't have a problem seeing the darker side of people's nature and accepting them. So that's a psychic ability for you. And this mudra assists with safety, courage, and steadfastness. It reduces anxiety, supports elimination, cultivates a sense of fearlessness and grounding. And the focus is my courage and self-assurance is unwavering. So yeah, you are definitely a bolder energy in terms of like working with what people would consider maybe like the worst sides of people. So you would be able to work in like a psychiatric hospital, or working as a therapist, or just a counselor for kids in a school, or maybe you and your friend group are the one who's like always helping people. You may potentially attract people who deal with like addiction issues, abandonment issues. Maybe they have been in domestic violence situations or some type of abusive situation in the past, and you've been able to help people around you heal. I'm also hearing like abusing drugs and substances, like so substance abuse. You might have been through that in your own life because of like this tapped in nature to, not trying to be funny, but death, because death in itself represents rebirth. In the process of death and the energy of death is a frequency all on its own. So you very well could have been like very tapped into that as a child. And because of all the overwhelming feelings that you had, like maybe in your teenage years, early 20s, you experimented with a lot of drugs. Maybe you still experiment with a lot of drugs and have gone through some type of moments where you potentially felt like you yourself were going to die, but then you made it through. And you might have gone through some like lucid experiences. Like, so another thing I'm feeling is you could be very, very good at lucid dreaming and very good at astral traveling, and you've seen some pretty intense things when you've gone into the astral realm, and it could be very scary for you, but because of your personality type and your steadfastness and your psychic abilities, you have trusted what it is that you're going through and what you're seeing, and it has made you fearless. In this hand, like this mudra, you literally stop negative spirits from being able to affect you. You have like this psychic ability of like a psychic shield. That's another thing I'm hearing. So you know how to shield out negative energies and negative influences, energy vampires, succubus, in order to protect your tribe and yourself. So you're a protectress. That's another thing I'm hearing, or protector. You help protect your loved ones from any hurt, harm, or danger, and even from themselves. So you very well could have gone through some things in your childhood, like I'm saying, with substance abuse or maybe even self-harm, and have healed your way out of it by being fearless and accepting yourself for who you are. And you've been able to extend that to other people around you. So that's really beautiful. All right. So let's get into your tarot cards. So we have the 9 of Cups and the 5 of Cups. So like I said, I definitely felt a very watery energy for you guys. So you guys are definitely tapped into the realm of emotion. With this 5 of Cups, I feel like this is you. Like you have these two sides of yourself. One side of yourself where you feel so emotionally fulfilled from the things that you've been through, even though it overwhelms you, with the 9 of Cups. And then the other side of yourself, the 5 of Cups, that knows what loss feels like. You know what it's like to maybe lose your way or lose people that you care about, have relationships not work out exactly as you thought they were going to be. Seeing the worst parts of humanity sometimes and still having to accept it. But you made it through. And now your cup runneth over. All of these cups on the 5 of Cups are empty. But on the 9 of Cups card, there's a full wall of water behind this person. So I feel like that definitely ties back into being a psychic shield and protecting other people with your emotional strength. Then you have this gift of empathy and really understanding the energy and the vibration of the bottom, you know, the underworld, where we hold the base of all of our emotions, everything collectively that we've ever been through. You have been there and you have seen it, and you have come out a conqueror, a protector, a divine guide. And that is a very, very, very important, powerful, beautiful spiritual gift. I'm feeling like you spend a lot of time alone in order to cultivate this gift. But at the same time, you're there for anybody who needs you. So just like these cups, even though they're shattered on the ground, you're still able to pick them up and use them for the people that you care about, because I can tell that you're a very caring, loving person who is just extremely empathetic. So you really have the gift of true empathy, because all of us are empathic in one way or another, but that doesn't necessarily make it a spiritual gift, because every single being on this planet is empathic. That's how animals even communicate with each other, through empathy and being able to feel one another and understand their physical cues, their body language, and different things that's going on. But with you, it's a literal responsibility and it's a literal gift in order to understand the highs and the lows of life, in order to help people deal with their own. So that's really powerful duality. All right, so let's look at your oracle cards. You have more than the other pile. So your first one is Portal of Light. Beautiful. She who glides on wings through time and space. So yeah, this is definitely letting me know that you are definitely an astral traveler. You might even time travel. That's what I just heard, in your sleep. So you have gone to different time periods and seen different streams of just memories, that's what I'm hearing, from your own past life or lives connected to your ancestors or your friends or loved ones or people around you that have kind of grounded you into traveling to a certain time, and you've been able to help heal people through your astral travels, which is an intense gift, and you're always doing it when you are asleep. So that's another way that you work with water, because water represents dreams. So you definitely have dream magic and dream psychic abilities. And I'm hearing that you might also be an avid daydreamer who just astral travels when you're just thinking. You're consistently out of your body, and that might be a little hard for you. Another thing with that 5 of Cups, you might suffer with depression because of how empathic you are, and just really having a hard time staying grounded sometimes because you astral travel so much. So being this portal of light is kind of hard for you, but remember that you are a portal of light, and you are also that light for yourself, no matter what dimension or what time you're in. Okay. The next one is past life, present power, the many spiritual faces of you. Yeah, absolutely. So this to me confirms the fact that you are a time traveler and that you do astral travel to your past lives. You collect information from your past lives. You heal things from your past lives and from the past and from to the future. That's what I'm trying to say. So you might go to your new life, and your current self would be considered your past, and you even help your future incarnation. You gained a lot of spiritual knowledge from your past lives that have helped you become this underworld god, goddess that you are today, who is able to tap into the more intense, deeper side of energy. So I'm really picking up now, like, been picking up on Scorpio-like energy. Definitely. You might not be a Scorpio, but you have a Scorpio frequency when it comes to your psychic abilities. And your past life has been helping you tremendously with this life. It seems like you kind of lean on your past life so much that also might too cause a little bit of confusion with you, which would make you feel maybe saddened or depressed. So just remember that you're in this life for a reason, and don't mourn over the past or long for the past. Be grateful for the present moment and use the past in order to help with today. Okay, so the next card is the Chariot of Ascension. The Chariot of Ascension, spiritual work of a higher initiate. Okay, so you could be a master number. So this is not your first rodeo. You have mastered a certain principle, a certain frequency. This is definitely a crown, indigo kind of energy. So definitely working with the higher chakras. You could definitely be a master number 11, 22, or 33. And you have been here before and doing this work over and over again to the point now where you can help people in their lowest and still be your highest. That's very important. Next is vulnerability. Okay. So it says, open your heart and allow yourself to be tender. And I definitely feel that you make other people feel that way. This is another psychic gift for you. So when other people around you, they definitely feel like they can be vulnerable, they can be themselves, they can speak their truth without judgment. That empathetic gift is very, very powerful because it helps activate other people's healing. And that's another thing that I'm hearing too with that water. It helps activate people's Kundalini energy through emotional healing and help them rise to different levels of awareness. You yourself are very vulnerable because you're always telling people your truth, and you remind people of what you've been through, and you're just so honest about your own personal struggles, and it helps other people around you. All right. So for our next card, we have Escapist. Come home to yourself. So yeah, you definitely astral travel quite a bit. That's like a main gift for you. And I have a feeling that it's just extremely hard for you to be able to stay grounded in your body, like we already talked about earlier. So escapism could also represent, you know, kind of like the drug abuse energy that we were talking about earlier, because of you just being so out of this world that you kind of lean on drugs to make sense of what it is that you are already doing naturally. So just be careful with escapism if you haven't moved past this energy yet. And if you have moved past the energy of escapism through drugs, this definitely represents you being able to astral travel, you being able to just quickly shift dimensions and time periods and just move very, very fast within your own body, and also like needing to be more grounded within yourself. So that's another way that you can help cultivate your psychic energy without draining yourself. I'm so sorry, that's my cat. She's doing the most. All right, so our next gift is raindrops. Take a chance on them. So yes, your psychic ability of empathy allows people to believe in second chances. You have this psychic gift of second chances, of being able to see that nobody is perfect, that we all make mistakes, that at the end of the day, we're all human and we're all here purposefully to make mistakes. We're not here to be perfect. We're here to work on ourselves and deal with our imperfections and love our imperfections, you know, and rain helps plants grow. You know, April showers bring May flowers. That's corny, but it is true. And you definitely help other people feel that way. Like she's holding this umbrella for this girl. You're the girl in the pink holding the umbrella for your loved ones. And you do that for them flawlessly after everything that you've been through. So that's very beautiful. Okay. And the last one is wings. You never needed wings to fly. That's very, very beautiful. Again, this is making me think of like Peter Pan, because Peter Pan was basically about Wendy astral traveling to Neverland every night through her own dreams and being able to connect with the fourth and fifth dimension. So yeah, I'm also picking up fairy energy here. You could naturally work with the fae. The fae could help uplift your spirits. You could also work with archangels naturally, but I'm really feeling more of the fae spirits with this. They assist you a lot. That's what I'm hearing. And the natural world around you, they're always there. If you do have a pet that seems to be chasing something and you don't know what it is, and it seems like it's small and moving really fast, that's the fae assisting you. So you might yourself be a fae spirit. And a lot of the times people think that fae or fairy spirits are just like these light, bubbly energies, but a lot of the times they come back more intense than what people realize, fairies. And they have to, because fairies are here to help do specific type of work and bring in light frequencies through darker energies or harsher times, I should say. So you could definitely be an energetic fairy who brings light and spreads love and uses your healing to create your own wings in this life, so that you may fly above the energies that you've been feeling in terms of like depression potentially, or the feeling of loss, or the feeling of unconfidence, or the feeling of anxiety. And you've been doing that ever since you were a small child. And you've been helping other people fly around you as well, on top of course, being an astral traveler. All right, so I'm actually going to pull a card or two from the original Rider-Waite Tarot deck and just see what other messages Spirit has for my Labradorite pile, my pile number 3. What are some more messages for your psychic abilities? What can help with the depression and the weight of being such a strong empath? What can assist? We have the 6 of Wands, and I just feel the need to pull one more. What can assist my pile number 2? Okay, so we have the Moon, and we have the 8 of Wands. So definitely encouraging yourself and encouraging yourself every single day. That's what I'm picking up from this Eight of Wands. Self-awareness is very, very important for you. Being aware of where you are emotionally every single day before you extend yourself to other people. And making sure that you work extremely diligently to remind yourself how wonderful, how fantastic, how amazing you are despite what you feel about the journey you've come from or where you come from. It's all about where you're going, and you're going to receive abundance so much from this. So being very in tune with your own emotions before helping other people would definitely help with your depression or just anything that you might be going through in terms of like your energy from being so empathically gifted. Okay. So I love you guys so much. Please head over to Calypso's because I have a wonderful oud potion to help ease the spirit. I have a self bath, and then the Galeen soothing waters oil potion would definitely help soothe your heart chakra and just help with your empathic abilities, because I literally made it for that purpose. It's to help if you're just so overwhelmed, especially when we're, you know, dealing with staying at home orders and just having to be on the computer all day or just being very drained. The Galeen soothing waters old. Why can I not speak now all of a sudden? The Galeen Soothing Waters Oud Oil Potion would be absolutely amazing for you. I have so much love for you and so much respect for you. Thank you for your sacred duty and for your sacred gifts. I love you so much, and I will see you next time, pile number 3. Goodbye. All right, pile number 4. Those of you who have chose the Celestite, so let's just get into it. So naturally, I'm already feeling like you guys have this psychic connection to the spirit realm. You connect with the angelic realms quite easily. So that is a number 1 psychic gift from you guys just based off this stone. I feel that you have this inner calmness with you, this like ethereal angelic energy that is just so beautiful and vivacious, and people can't help but to be attracted to you. People can't help but to want to be around you. It seems like you have a very purifying, loving, kind energy, and it makes just people just feel very like appreciated. Also too, that your angels feel appreciated from you and they really work through you. So you do a lot of acts of service, and a spiritual gift that you have already off top is being clairaudient. I'm really hearing that you hear spirits. You also write spiritual messages as well. So you might be a writer, a poet. I'm also hearing a singer. Just any type of art form. You really channel spirit through art, and especially angels. You could also be kind of religious, not maybe like, oh, you know, you're reading the Bible every day, but you just genuinely believe in spirit. You have strong faith. That's what I'm trying to say. You have very strong faith. So that's a psychic ability of yours, just based off the stellostite that you chose and you were drawn to. Oh yeah, also I'm hearing that you really work with the throat chakra. So you really depend on your throat chakra. You speak your truth. You speak healing over others and positivity over other people's lives in your own life. So that's really powerful. And the angels work through you in order to convey those messages. Literally, we have the throat chakra right here with this card, Inner Truth. And this is integrity, truth, and communication. Brings balance to the throat and vocal cords. Okay. Assists in the immune system, opens clear communication, supports balanced metabolism. And the focus is, I speak my truth clearly with integrity and compassion. So yeah, you are definitely tapped into your throat chakra. It's very easy for you to speak your truth because your truth is coming from a higher place. And I believe that means that you are very tapped into the truth on a psychic awareness level. Like, it's easy for you to understand other people's truths. It's easy for you to see the truth and to know that the truth has multiple perspectives and multiple layers to it. And I feel that there's this very deep sense of inner love for people's truths in a way that is very expressive. Like, you're a very expressive person, always building other people up, always being happy, always laughing, always just feeling amazing, feeling bright, which is a really different energy from pile number 3. So it's like invigorating me, like how you are as a person with your psychic abilities, just speaking life into people. And this is another thing I want to say too. Sometimes people are just focused on like the negative things that we have done in this life. And that's supposed to be like, oh, I'm accepting my truth. But really, the positive side of us as well is another version of the truth. And you help people to remember that. You help people to remember the other side of what they are, like the higher side of them. Like, you're very, very tapped in to seeing people's higher selves. So you can see the potentiality of what people really are versus where they're at in the moment. And your angels, because it feels like you are actually an angel incarnate. So that in itself is a psychic gift. And you are an angel here to help spread the light and the truth of the love of our ancestors and source, and how we are really here to love each other and not just always bringing about, oh, what somebody did wrong and how you're not this and how you're not that. But the truth is also how much we love you, how much you're special, how great you are, what you have the ability to do, what I see for you. So that's a really strong gift that you have. And you share that with people. You're expressive, whether you sing about it or write about it or dance about it, draw about it, just share that with people verbally. All right, so let's get into your tarot cards. So the first card we have is the High Priestess. And then the second card we have is the Hanged Man. Okay, so let's start with the High Priestess. This is my birth tarot card. And how I interpret the High Priestess's energy in general is, in actuality, a High Priestess is a channel. She is the vessel for divine spirit. And she holds herself as the holy temple for spirit to go in. So you have the sacred gift of mediumship. You are a medium, a psychic medium. So spirit hops into your body quite a bit and spirits can take you for a ride. I don't know, you seem very, very bubbly in your energy. So because of that, like, you attract very high vibrational spirits, like goddesses, fairies, more specifically angels, because you yourself seem to be an angel incarnate. And the angels always are speaking through you. So you are literally a medium. You are a psychic medium. And I feel like you are a physical medium as well, from how like energetically excited I feel in my body right now. Spirit just rushes into you with no problem, and you are so open and receptive to spirit, and it is like this sacred duty that you have, and you just love it, and you don't even realize you're doing it. You're just so positive with people around you because you're channeling these higher forces and allowing them to speak through you, and people feel so blessed to be in your presence. I feel like your friends and family really cherish you because they just love that you're like this. And I feel like every time you walk into the room, you're just like this beaming bright light, and people are so gravitated towards you and just want to hear what you have to say because they know that you're going to like liven up their day or make them feel happier, or like they're in a better space just being around you. They love you. You are so loved. That's what I'm hearing. Okay, and with the Hanged Man, you know, like, you are very, very aware of who you are as a person, and you've always been going through your own enlightenment process. Like, the Hanged Man is waiting for his death sentence. He's waiting for execution, right? So this lets me know that you deal with yourself quite often. You have the psychic ability of awareness, self-awareness, and that's a really powerful gift because it helps you to grow and to thrive on a consistent basis without being weighed down by what you have done, because you have self-forgiveness and self-acceptance and compassion as a sacred gift too. So you're always using those gifts in order to move forward in life, and you have this compassion for yourself and share it with others around you. Nice. I don't know why I said it like that, like nice, like, yeah. All right, let's see your next one. I'm sorry too that my energy seems so low. Pile number 3 just kind of like made me feel a little woo. So I should probably sage. All right. Whew. All right, I'm feeling a little bit more uplifted. Okay, just like you guys. All right, so the next card you have is Divine Destiny, the Path of the Divine Warrior. Very interesting. And then you have the Selkie in her skin, reclaiming your authenticity. So I feel like you've been fighting in your own way by just being your happy, loving self, to just be who you are, because there's so many people in this world who want to tear people down for being authentic and being themselves, and you actually fight for that right, and you believe that it is your right to be yourself and nobody can take that from you. You have the right to love, to dress, to be who you are, just like how Isis is depicted in her garb. It's just very, very different in her headdress and everything. It could be considered avant-garde. So I feel like you two just have the psychic ability of being able to stand up for yourself and being a champion for yourself and relishing in your differences instead of fearing your differences from people or feeling bad about being different from other people. You don't mind. And that is a gift in itself, and that makes you almost like a warrior, like an archangel. That's what I'm hearing, because you stand up for yourself just by being yourself. You let things roll off your back. You're not worried about what anybody has to say about you and what you're doing and how you are. You are consistently being authentic, and people really love that about you. And the people who love you truly, truly love you. And you love the people around you so much because that's how you love yourself. And that in itself is a psychic gift. And you are channeling that love from your literal higher self. And your higher self is urging you to continue to be a warrior through the practice of peace. And then that just something in itself, because Celestite also brings in an inner sense of peace where we don't feel scared to connect with spirit. We don't feel scared to connect with our inner selves, you know, and that's what you do. You don't feel afraid to connect with yourself, even though society tries to instill fear in us and want us to remain in the status quo. You march to the beat of your own drum, the drum of a warrior's heart, a warrior who is peaceful. Because sometimes war doesn't need to have violence, you know, and that's the war that's not televised. Okay. So let's check out your last few oracle cards. So you straight up have Witch. Justice is coming. So I feel from this that you are into the more spiritual side of things. You are a natural medium, like I said, which is something that people would consider a witch. And you help to encourage other people around you by seeing the truth all the time and knowing what is right and what is wrong, right? In a true sense, in a divine sense of justice. And you help people to see that too, and to remind themselves that, hey, just because society is saying that this is supposed to be correct, it doesn't make it so. Or just because somebody is saying that something should be one way, doesn't mean that it's the only way to be. And you can see all sides of a situation and how that can lead to bring justice for those who deserve it, for those who deserve to be heard and to be seen and to be felt. So you could potentially be into activism. That's what I'm hearing. You could be a political activist for just many different things like race, religion, climate, animal rights, women's rights, just anything like that. That's what I'm hearing. And you are a champion of that. And that in itself is like a psychic ability. So you have flower, be honest with yourself. So yeah, just like the hangman, you are always extremely honest with yourself. You have the psychic gift of extreme self-awareness, which leads out to your mediumship as well. So being a medium, a self-aware person, because being a medium requires you to be pure like water, clean water, so that way anything can go into it and be fresh and pure and just be able to channel it openly. So you definitely have like this nature vibe too, because she's like, it's flowers, she's out in the field, she's covered with them. So yeah, you grow and bloom from being your authentic self all the time, and that in itself is a psychic gift. All right. And then lastly, we have library. Take control of your own narrative. You definitely do that with just like with the Divine Warrior card. And also I'm feeling like you are a wealth of knowledge. That's what else this is telling me. You are a wealth of wisdom. You are rich in wisdom and spiritual knowing. And that's very, very potent and powerful. You're very aware of yourself, like we've been saying, and therefore you have a deep sense of knowledge. You're like a library and a wealth of knowing because you are a medium. So spirit just kind of comes out and gives you messages all the time, and you're very, very aware of that. Excuse me. All right. I'm gonna pull a card from the Mermaid Oracle deck from you guys, just to get a last sense of any other psychic gifts that you may have. For my last pile, my pile number 4, my Celestite pile, what are some psychic gifts? What are some psychic gifts or some advice about your psychic abilities that the mermaids have for you? The mermaids, I'm going to talk to you right now. Let's see. Get this. Get 1 or 2 cards. What are some last? Okay, I feel like I should keep going. That wasn't right. Here we go. So we have air, breathing deep, entering into life, exchange of life-breathing energies. I'm getting real twin flame vibes from this. So you definitely are a twin flame. You have a twin flame pair. And you have this very healing, sensual energy. So you're very sensual, very loving, very emotionally tapped in. And you are always giving beautiful energy to people. And you're also exchanging energy all the time with your twin flame, whether you guys are in union in the physical or not. Your twin flame is always assisting you and giving you energy and helping you to move through this world and encouraging you to continue to be your beautiful self. And you do that with other people too. So you definitely have the gift of sacred communication. I'm not sure exactly what to call that, but you speak life into everything. You have that power over the throat chakra. And that's like instant manifestation, sacred, intentional speaking, sacred speaking. And then we have falling in love. So yeah, you are definitely a twin flame, kissing the divine in another and in yourself. And you do this with people all the time. You are showing other people so much empathy, so much love, so much care. And look, angel wings in the sky. So you are definitely an archangel or an angel incarnate. You lift people up, you love people truly and deeply, you take care of people, and you use love in a way to convey spirit to others. So that's very, very beautiful. Okay, well, I really do hope that you enjoyed this reading. Please head over to Calypso's Instagram, where you can see our products or any affirmations or spiritual goodies that we have there for you. And I will be seeing you very, very soon with our next fall addition to the tarot series. I don't know if I'll be showing my face like this and doing this setup again, but I do feel like it was different and cool to kind of be able to show myself and kind of do things a different way. I'm playing with it every single time I do these. So I love you guys. I hope it was insightful. Please leave a comment and give this a big thumbs up. Subscribe to our YouTube channel. Be blessed, be loved, be well.